Hello and welcome. You're watching UTV Live at 6.
Good evening. These are the stories making the headlines.
Police are seeking the extradition of a suspect who fled to Romania over the alleged rape of a schoolgirl in Balamina.
Dismay and disappointment after a summer camp in Cumber, which includes children who play GAA, is cancelled following opposition from the Orange Order.
They may have concerns about the GAA, but why take that out on children?
And there's a warning that vaccine uptake is well below the level required to protect children from measles.
Also tonight, it's Padraig's Port. We chat to Harrington as the double Open champion prepares to tee off the quest for the famous claret jug.
And after a day of bright and sunny spells, we have a change on the way tomorrow with a warning for thunderstorms. I'll have all of the details later in the programme.
The police have confirmed that they're seeking the extradition of a suspect who fled to Romania over the alleged rape of a schoolgirl in Balamina.
The news emerged when Balamina Youth Court heard for the first time details of the alleged attack and how the teenager was dragged off the street by 3 males. You're advised that you may find some of the details in this report disturbing. And here's our crime and security correspondent, Sharon O'Neill.
Battle-scarred Balamina. Empty homes, boarded up windows. Tensions spilling over after the alleged rape of a schoolgirl 2 days before this. For the first time, details of what allegedly happened, now revealed as one of the 2 Romanian boys charged, applied for bail. Neither can be identified because of their age.
The court was told the schoolgirl was walking along a street here in the town on June the 7th when she was dragged into a garage and subjected to a violent sex attack by 3 males. 2 of the alleged perpetrators were arrested just hours later. A third suspect has since fled to Romania.
2 14-year-olds before the court are accused of attempted rape. Both deny the charges. A detective constable gave evidence and said the third suspect is alleged to have raped the schoolgirl.
The officer also said it was the teenager's grandmother who first alerted the PSNI. Police then spoke to the girl herself, who claimed that once inside the garage she saw 2 mattresses and was ordered to get on one of them. The alleged attack lasting around 10 minutes. She managed to flee after the trio ran off, after they heard a male voice outside.
Opposing bail, police said that given the recent significant public disorder, they have strong concerns the 14-year-old accused could leave Northern Ireland. Both cases were adjourned until August the 6th. Sharon O'Neill, UTV Live, at Balamina Youth Court.
Cricket Ireland and the Northern Cricket Union say they are dismayed and disappointed by the events which have led to a summer camp in Cumber being cancelled.
North Down Cricket Club pulled the event, which was to include children from East Belfast GAA, in response to opposition posted online by an Orange Lodge. There are now plans to run and rearrange the camp at Stormont. Paul Riley reports.
In full swing today, but play will stop at these grounds on Friday after North Down Cricket Club cancelled a children's summer scheme over concerns from some Cumber residents about the participation of children involved in GAA. In a statement, the club said the sports summer camp was created to give young people from different backgrounds a chance to enjoy cricket. The plan was to involve 10 different local sports and community groups with the aim of building friendships through shared activity. A small group of children from a GAA club was just one part of that broader mix. As reaction to the event grew, we felt the spirit of the camp was at risk of being lost. With regret and out of respect for all involved, we chose not to proceed. A Facebook post by Gold Springs of Cumber Orange Lodge said while the promotion of sport is widely supported across the community, many local residents have raised reservations about the GAA's cultural and historical affiliations. Specifically, there is unease regarding aspects of the organisation that have in the past celebrated or commemorated individuals associated with paramilitary activity. It continued, residents have made it clear that until the GAA takes meaningful steps to ensure it is fully inclusive and sensitive to the history and identity of the Protestant Unionist and Loyalist community, its presence in Comber would be viewed with regret and opposition by many in the Comber area. In a statement, East Belfast GAA said it's disappointed that its Youth Academy members won't be able to take part in the event here. The club said it is a positive partner with all communities and that this cancellation won't stop any of the organisations involved from continuing their great work in building bridges.
You know, it's not just the children from East Belfast who play GAA, it's the children from Comber and other children. It could have been an opportunity as well for this club to maybe get new players, and that could have been more sustainability for the club, but unfortunately the boys and girls that were coming along have now been stopped from that opportunity.
In a tweet, the First Minister, Sinn Féin's Michelle O'Neill, said these developments are deeply worrying and unacceptable. Sport has the power to unify. While UTV received no response from the DUP, the UUP leader Mike Nesbitt said there are legitimate ways of expressing concerns about how any organisation conducts itself, including the GAA. Dragging children into the debate is not one of them. Do you feel what has happened is representative of Comber?
No, that doesn't represent me, to be truthful. You know, I just believe live and let live. You have to do that. If we're all going to get on in this world, we have to live and let live. Not to restrict it from the children. Children weren't doing anybody any harm.
Cricket Ireland and the Northern Cricket Union say they're dismayed and disappointed by what has happened and have invited East Belfast GAA to participate in an alternative camp at Stormont. Paul Riley, UTV Live, Comber.
The Prime Minister has promised that his government's replacement legacy legislation will protect veterans while giving victims and their families confidence in the process. Sir Keir Starmer told MPs that the previous government's Legacy Act gave veterans a false promise of immunity. Our political editor Tracy McGee joins us now. So what did the Prime Minister say today?
Well, Paul, the backdrop for these comments from the Prime Minister was a protest by veterans on Monday. Hundreds of Army veterans protested outside Westminster. There was also a 3-hour debate inside Westminster, and the view that we heard from veterans and many of the MPs is the concern that whatever the government brings in to replace the outgoing legislation may open the door to what they say are unwarranted or vexatious prosecutions for veterans. But of course, Paul, there is another view, and that was articulated today by the SDLP MP Colm Eastwood, who asked the Prime Minister to give the reassurance that murderers, as he described them, will not be given immunity from prosecution. And this is what the Prime Minister had to say.
Veterans are at risk because of the false promises of the last government. Let's be clear. They made a false promise of immunity that does not exist. It was unlawful, it was struck down, and it was undeliverable. Their failed Legacy Act leaves veterans exposed with no settled process. We will create a secure, transparent system that protects veterans from unjustified persecution and gives victims, families and survivors the confidence that they need in the process.
That's the Prime Minister. So what happens next?
Well, I have to say those are very confident words from the Prime Minister, but we have no way to measure them because the government has not as yet brought forward its replacement proposals. There is some suggestion that it may be drawn up and released in the autumn. But clearly, Sir Keir Starmer believes that his government is going to strike the balance. Nevertheless, you can see where the battle lines have been drawn in all of this. He thinks he can find a way through this. I think most people who have been watching this debate for decades will take the attitude, good luck with that, Prime Minister.
Tracy McGee, thank you very much.
The Public Health Agency has warned that the uptake of vaccination against measles in Northern Ireland is not where it needs to be.
With the virus in Europe at its highest level in almost 3 decades and rising too in England, there are concerns that cases here could increase. Here's our health reporter, Deborah McAleese.
It's a disease that is preventable, controllable and dangerous. Yet cases of measles are on the rise across the UK and Europe. Here in Northern Ireland, health officials have recorded 4 confirmed cases of the disease since January. The number may sound small, but they say that is enough to cause concern.
We do have a vaccination programme in Northern Ireland, and measles should be totally preventable. And in recent years we actually have seen minimal cases, so yes, it is still a cause for concern.
The death of a child in Liverpool in recent days after contracting measles is a reminder of how deadly this disease can be.
So I think what most people consider measles to be is quite a mild disease, but we actually know that that's really not the case, and it's one of the biggest child killers that we do have out there globally. So about 100,000 kids die of measles each year, and in places like Europe, this could be tens to hundreds of kids dying each year.
One of the reasons for this rise in cases is a drop in vaccination rates. The MMR vaccine, once a near certainty for children, is now being missed by hundreds here. And in a disease as infectious as measles, the pressure is on to try and encourage the uptake of vaccination. In Northern Ireland, a campaign targeting 1 to 25-year-olds ran last year to try to close the so-called immunity gap after many children and young adults missed their jabs during the pandemic or in its aftermath.
So it is worrying. So in Northern Ireland, our current uptake rate at 5 years old to be fully vaccinated is 87%. So it needs to be at 95%, and that is a recommendation from the World Health Organization as opposed to maintain control of measles. So vaccination, it's the safest and most effective way to protect you and your family, and especially your young children. It's never too late to get vaccinated. You can always contact your GP. It's especially important for young people as well. Not just if you're going on holidays, but if you are starting college and university. And that 2 doses is really needed to give you your best protection against measles.
A reminder that measles is not something from another era. And a warning from experts, it is preventable, but only if vaccination doesn't slip.
Well, Deborah joins us now in the studio. Deborah, how concerned are health officials in Northern Ireland about the small number of cases that there are here?
Well, the return of measles rose after years without any local cases is, of course, a red flag for health officials. And if you're looking at the ongoing outbreaks in England and across Europe, you can really understand that concern that infection rates could rise with so many people travelling over the summer holidays. Now, Dr. Bamford, he said that measles is one of the most infectious viral diseases. He said that one person infected can go on to infect 10 to 20 others. Now, death from measles is rare, but it can lead to many serious complications, especially in young children, pregnant women and those with weakened immune systems. Now, you heard what the Public Health Agency said there, that vaccination rates are not where they would like them to be. And with a disease as infectious as measles, that is like building a dam with holes in it.
Deborah, thank you very much.
A couple are to be prosecuted for the murder of a man whose remains were found hidden in the backyard of a South Belfast squat. Kevin Davidson's body was discovered in July of last year at a house on the Donegal Road. Jade Mary Anna Harrison, who's 35 and from Donegal Avenue, and Colin McClenaghan of No Fixed Abode are charged with his murder. They deny the charges.
The wait is almost over. The players are ready, the caddies are ready, the officials and the volunteers are ready, and in just over 12 hours, the 153rd Open Championship will start at Royal Portrush.
The man who has been handed the huge honour of hitting the opening tee shot is Ireland's double Open champion, Padraig Harrington. Well, let's cross live now to Royal Portrush, where we can join our sports correspondent, Ruth Gorman. Ruth.
Thanks, Paul. Yes, what a glorious day it's been here at Royal Portrush. If you were lucky enough to be here, I hope you had plenty of sun cream on because it was a scorcher. Unfortunately, from tomorrow you're going to need your waterproofs for the rest of the week. Typical when the tournament's about to start, isn't it? Louise will have more detail later in the programme on that. But fans certainly left here happy today, all smiles all round, because they saw the world's best golfers on the course completing their final practice before the tournament starts finally tomorrow. We had everyone from Rory McIlroy to 2019 winner Shane Lowry to Scotty Scheffler on the course, and of course Padraig Harrington went out first thing this morning because he'll be out first tomorrow to get the tournament underway. He spoke to me after his round. He'll tee it up at the 153rd Open at 6:35 in the morning.
Sun, sea, sand and superstars. The final practice day had it all. Fans had their pick of almost every player out on the course, including home favourite Rory McIlroy. World number 1 Scotty Scheffler was out,
Show them what they're in for, I bet paid.
As he attempts to win his first Open this week, his brutal honesty has been hitting the headlines.
I'm not out here to inspire the next generation of golfers. I'm not here to inspire somebody else to be the best player in the world, because what's the point? You know, this is not a fulfilling life. It's fulfilling from the sense of accomplishment, but it's not fulfilling from a sense of like the deepest, places of your heart.
Irish Open winner Rasmus Højgaard was out with his brother Nikolai after he was one of the last to qualify for the Open.
Yeah, we got a house together with a few other players as well, and so we're having a good time off the course. So hopefully we can take that out on the golf course as well.
What have you made of the fans? You experienced them at Royal County Down and they're out in force again here.
Best of the world.
Visitors from all over the world are here.
I came from Sacramento, California.
Seeing the course in all its glory.
Every year we try and present the course to open standard. We have so many people coming from all over the world to play that, we try and present it that way every year. But yeah, for the whole world to sort of see the golf course and so many people to come and enjoy it on the ground here, it's amazing, really.
For one local member, it's been a week he'll never forget, as he was asked to caddy for the championship.
I caddied on the European Tour in the Australian Open in November, and through a few mutual contacts, his father got in touch with me, and I met them here last week, and we played a bit of golf, and one thing led to another, and now I'm caddying for him. So yeah, it's pretty exciting.
And One Direction star Niall Horan has been trying his golf skills out up in the North Coast.
Yeah, I was here a couple of weeks ago to play the course. It was in an unbelievable shape and we had some tough conditions. But yeah, since then, the buzz of being back here today, you can feel it in the air. It's Open Championship week and it's finally back in Portrush.
So it's almost time to get down to the real business. And this man, three-time major winner Padraig Harrington, will get it all started with the opening tee shot at 6:35 tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to it, but I'm nervous.
Are you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, very much so. You don't want to mess that up. Well, don't mind messing it up as long as it's not too bad.
You're out with Tom McKibben. What have you made of his progress so far?
Oh, he's a lovely player, yeah. Yeah, very, very nice player. So, hits it well. Just has to mature along. I'm sure it's all going well. Don't see too much of him now, but yeah, he's a very good player.
And just yourself personally coming in good form after winning the US Senior Open recently?
Yeah, I seem to be in decent form. Obviously, every week is different, so on a Wednesday, you're always a bit anxious of what's around the corner, so we'll wait and see.
Just shows you even the world's best golfers get nervous when they have to tee it up in front of everybody. Good to see it's not just us amateurs. But another man hoping to get his hands on the claret jug again this week is the 2011 champion Darren Clarke. We saw him out on the course practicing earlier today and signing some autographs, as you've seen in the package earlier. But he would love desperately to get his hands back on that claret jug at his home course of Royal Portrush. He's been speaking to our reporter Daniel Duffy along with his wife Alison.
Darren, Alison, thanks very much for joining us. Just tell us, how special is it to be back home in Northern Ireland ahead of the Open Championship?
It's always lovely to be back in Northern Ireland. I still count Northern Ireland as home, although, we do have a home in the Bahamas, which Darren probably calls more home, but this is grassroots for me.
For me, I got to spend 6 days here last year in total. That was it. So when I do get back home, I really look forward to getting back again. The food and everything, I just look forward, so excited to getting back when I do.
You don't have to be a golf fan to enjoy the Open Championship. This is an event of huge magnitude for Northern Ireland. How special is it to have it coming back to Royal Portrush for the first time since 2019?
The more that we can put on a good show and show everything that Northern Ireland, Stoke Ireland has to offer, then we're going to get more people coming back. And it's not about now, it's just about the future generations as well and what is going to be there for them. And we've made, without getting political, we've made huge strides in Northern Ireland, and long may that continue. And having a sporting event like this is definitely something that will put us back up and make us pushing even further that way.
Alison, what does the Open Championship mean to Darren, do you feel?
When he won in 2011, when I was there, I didn't know what the Open, I didn't even know it was a major. I just thought it was another golf tournament. And then afterwards, when his mum and dad were there, and this is it, and I'm going, all right, another word. But then when I saw all the media hype and everything that has happened since, I realised, that's the one that everybody wants to win.
It is. To this day, it still is.
They all go through the same highs and lows, and it's an individual sport. So I guess being married to them, you're the closest person. So you're there for the good times, but you're also there for the times that it just doesn't work out. And, you know, try and explain, well, it's not all your fault.
We're all mad. Professional golfers, we're all mad by nature. If you're anyway sane at all, you wouldn't. You would not play professional golf.
They are all perfectionists. There's huge support for the Irish golfers,
especially with Rory after having completed the career Grand Slam there at Augusta at the Masters in April. You know, I know it would mean so much to him to win another Open Championship here at Royal Portrush, and you know, the home crowd. He had a disappointing Open the last time he was here. He just got off to a very tough start, but I think the fans will all be rooting for Roars to maybe get another one again under his belt.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of fans out for Darren as well, as we could see today again. Now, it's not just Portrush that has been gripped with open fever. The British and Irish Lions, they play their first test match against Australia this week. The team will be named tomorrow morning, but the stars from the Lions have been revealing who they think will win here this week at Royal Portrush.
You got to back our boy Shane Lowry, let's go! Bah! Probably can't go past Lowry, he's won there before. He's a links player, isn't he? So can't go past Lowry. Thinking potentially McIlroy or Tony Finau. Tony Finau potentially.
Good shout.
Lowry for the win. Oh.
So that's who they think's going to win, and that's from across the world. I wonder who closer to home these people think. We've been interviewing them all week, and most people that you interview say they want to see Rory win this week at home. How special would that be? He's already talked about how emotional he would be if he was able to do that here this week. So let's have a look at the tee times for tomorrow again. Padraig Harrington, he has the honour of hitting the first ball at 6:35 in the morning. He'll play alongside our very own Tom McKibben and Nikolai Højgaard, who we heard from earlier in the programme. 2019 winner Shane Lowry is out with world number one Scotty Scheffler and Colin Morikawa. That is at 9 minutes past 10 in the morning. And Rory McIlroy, well, he'll have a bit of a long wait tomorrow. He's out at 10 past 3 in the afternoon. That's alongside Justin Thomas and Tommy Fleetwood. I don't know about you, but it does feel a wee bit like Christmas Eve. Even though we're standing in the sunshine, the excitement is certainly building, because in just over 12 hours, it's going to be underway.
Ruth at Royal Portrush, thank you. Now, time to look at the headlines making tonight's ITV News at 6:30.
Here's Mary Nightingale.
Coming up on the programme, survivors of the forced adoption scandal protest outside Parliament, demanding an official government apology. New recommendations for physician associates, including a new job title to prevent catastrophic misdiagnoses. And the singer and campaigner Mylene Klass is honoured at Windsor Castle. Would you join me for those stories and more at 6:30?
Well, it's that time of year again when we need your help to find an amazing local fundraiser to represent UTV at the star-studded Daily Mirror Pride of Britain Awards in London.
If you know someone who goes the extra mile for a special cause and makes a real difference in their community, we want to hear from you. Here's Munir Abdallah.
Get ready for a very special night.
The Pride of Britain Awards is a national institution. Now in its 26th year, it's an annual event celebrating the bravery and brilliance of those who displayed true grit and determination. ITV regional news programmes have played a big part in Pride of Britain, helping to find those amazing fundraisers who make an incredible difference in their communities. And now we're looking for our next champions, people who go that extra mile to raise money for a special cause. You can nominate an individual or a group of people, and with a special insight into what we're looking for, here's one of the Pride of Britain judges, ITV's very own Ben Shepherd.
I think the things that are hugely important is finding someone who is absolutely invested in their community, that has gone above and beyond for the people around them, without doubt has put themselves in a position where they've created an extraordinary movement with the charity endeavour that they've done, and really just because they have a huge passion for the people around them, the community they live in, they have done everything they can to try and change the lives of those people that they live alongside.
So, do you know someone who fits the bill and deserves recognition? All you have to do is to nominate them is go to itv.com/Pride of Britain. That's all one word. Nominations are now open and close at 11:59 p.m. on Sunday the 10th of August. A full list of terms and conditions can be found at itv.com.
The weather forecast is next.
Here's Louise.
Bringing the warm sunshine outside, inside. UTV weather. Sponsored by the Grande Rona R290 heat pump.
Hello there, good evening. We had plenty of bright and sunny spells around today, but we do have a change on the way tomorrow, I'm afraid. We have a warning for thunderstorms coming into force at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, staying with us right through until 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. The warning affects western counties. We can expect some heavy, thundery downpours with the risk of hail and lightning in places, 10 to 20 millimetres possible over a number of hours, with 30 to 40 millimetres possible over several hours. So do take care if you are travelling. Taking a look at the pressure sequence, we have a low pressure system pushing through this evening and overnight, with an occluded front following behind, bringing some heavy showery outbreaks of rain over the next day or so. Then as we move towards the weekend, we have another low pressure system pushing through. Saturday looks like the driest day with some heavy rain on Sunday. A few late spells of sunshine this evening, clouding over, becoming quite overcast with some low cloud and hill fog in places. Heavy showers will push through in the overnight period. Temperatures though staying on the very mild side, holding up at 14 or 15 degrees Celsius. A cloudy and damp start tomorrow. That low cloud will lift for a time, with heavy bursts of rain pushing through across western counties, with the risk of some thunder, hail and lightning in places. Quite blustery as the rain sweeps through. Temperature staying on the mild side, holding up at 22 degrees Celsius. Across the rest of Ireland, it's a cloudy and damp day, a few thundery downpours in places. The best of the brightness across eastern counties, with temperatures reaching highs of 21 degrees Celsius with a moderate to fresh southwesterly breeze. Looking ahead then for the next few days, we do have some sunshine and showers through Friday. Saturday looks like the driest day of the weekend, 1 or 2 showers here and there, with some heavy, potentially thundery and blustery showers on Sunday.
UTV weather. Sponsored by the Grande Rona R290 heat pump.
I'll have the next local bulletin at 10:30.
The ITV News continues now with Mary Nightingale, but from all of us here in the newsroom at UTV, I hope you have a very good evening.
Good evening.